Hello friends, welcome to lecture on pest concept, pest ecology and agriculture entomology. Now we are well aware of ecology and pests. Ecology is the study of mutual relationships that exist between organisms and environments. In fact, these are two-way relationships. On the other hand, pests, the term comes from French or the Latin word that means plague or the contagious disease. And if we try to define it, a pest is any organism, can be animal, can be fungi, right, which is noxious, destructive, or troublesome to man or his interests. Then the ecology concerning the pest is the pest ecology. It is basically concerned with the assessment of the relations between environment and the distribution of a pest in terms of numbers, in time and space. Ecological factors are the variables, environmental variables, which can be abiotic or biotic, right? And not only affect the various organisms but also the pests, right? So there is a specific field, agricultural entomology. It is branch of the economic entomology, which is dedicated to the study of insects of agricultural importance, right? This may be covering the insects increasing the crop production, insects producing the commodity like honey, silk, and the liquor. They are the insects of the positive economic importance, right? Likewise, even the pollinators are, and insects causing injury leading to the economic losses. So they are basically the pests, right? Then insects can act as the natural enemies of the agricultural pests, so they are considered to be beneficial, right? Agriculture entomology can cover all fundamental aspects of the ecology, life history, and behavior of the insects associated with the agriculture crops and the farm animals, right? And it provides the foundation for the design and implementation of the IPM, that is integrated pest management programs. Now there are several categories of the pests. So basically we consider two criteria. One is the occurrence and the other is on the basis of the level of the infestation. Then we can also take into consideration the parameters. On the basis of this also we can have the different categories of the pests, particularly the insect pests. Now as far as the basis of occurrence is concerned, we can have four different types of the pests: the regular pests, seasonal pests, persistent pests, and the sporadic pests. Regular pests, they occur frequently, right? They occur frequently on the crops. They are closely associated, right? For example, the rice stem borer, the brinjal fruit borer, right? Then there one another category we can also add, that is the occasional pests. They infrequently occur, right? They are closely associated with them. Then you have the seasonal pests. They occur during a particular season every year, right? For example, the red hairy caterpillar. Then you have the persistent pests. They occur on the crop throughout the year, right? And they are difficult to control. Then you have the sporadic pests. They occur in the isolated localities during some periods. For example, the coconuts, the caterpillar. Then on the basis of the level of infestation, the pests can be epidemic or endemic. Epidemic pests, they occur in a severe form in a region at a particular time. and they may also result in pest outbreak. On the other hand, the endemic pests, they occur in a low level in a few pockets regularly, and they're confined to the particular area. For example, the rice gall mitch, mango hoppers at the different places. Then if we consider the parameters of the insect population levels, like for example, general equilibrium position, economic threshold level, economic injury level, GEP, ETL, EIL. Now the GEP is the average density of the population over a long period of time, around which the pest population over a long period of time, around which the pest population tend to fluctuate due to biotic and the abiotic factors and in the absence of the permanent environmental changes. Then economic threshold level, population density at which control measures should be implemented to prevent an increasing pest population from reaching the ETL, right? So that will be preventing an increasing pest population from reaching the ETL. The economic injury level is the lowest population density that will cause economic damage. Then there is the damage boundary, economic damage boundary. Some spelling mistakes are there. So on the basis of these EIL, GP and DB, we can have the various categories like the key pests, major pests, minor pests, sporadic pests, potential pests. Now key pests, they are most severe and damaging pests, right? Here the GEP lies above the EIL always, right? So these are basically persistent pests. Then you have the major pests. Here the GEP lies very close to EIL or may coincide with the EIL, right? The economic damage can be prevented by timely and repeated sprays, right? They are the precautions which can be taken. Minor pests, occasional pests, GEP is below the EIL usually. Sporadic pests, GEP is generally below the EIL. Potential pests are the, you can say, the organisms which are not pests at the moment, at that time, but they can turn into pests. So they are the potential pests. Now there can be the different causes for the pest outbreak, and the prime cause of the pest outbreak is the activity of the human beings. He is responsible for the pest outbreaks because they upset the biotic balance of the ecosystem. Some of the human interventions or the reasons for the outbreak are deforestation and bringing under cultivation, right? The land is deforested and brought under cultivation. Then, so pests feeding on the forestry are forced to feed on the crops. Destruction of the natural enemies. Now, due to excess use of the insecticide, natural enemies are killed. Now, this affects the natural control mechanism and results in the pest outbreaks. Intensive and extensive cultivation, monoculture leads to multiplication of the pests, which is intensive. Extensive cultivation is of the susceptible variety in the large areas. There is no competition for the food, so multiplication is there and the number increases. So they result in the pests. Introduction of the new varieties and the crops, right? So varieties with the favorable physiological and the morphological factors cause multiplication of the insects, right? So variety of examples are there. So then improved agronomic practices, then introduction of the new pests in the new environment, the accidental introduction of the pests from the foreign countries, and the large scale storage of the food grains. So when the more food is available, the chances are the the organisms, they can turn into the pests. For example, the rats. So then there is another term which is called the pest resurgence. So this is basically the tremendous increase in pest population which is brought about by the use of the insecticides. So despite good initial reduction in the pest population at the time of the treatment. So initially there is the reduction in the pest population, but later on the pest population revives and increases, tremendously increases. This is called the pest resurgence. So this generally happens on, you see, use of the synthetic insecticides, right? So variety of examples are there. So the summary of the class lecture. So basically the present lecture was, you see, focus upon certain key terms like the pests, pest ecology, agricultural entomology, pest resurgence, then some parameters of the pest population like the GEP, EIL, ETL, DB, then the various categories of the insects, pests, like the based upon the occurrence, the level of the infestation, then the level of the population level, the EIL, GEP, and DB. So with this we come to the end of the lecture. Thank you very much.